as Travis was getting out of the house, I was stuck in the house. I don't know if you know this, Travis, but Canada has been ablaze. And
it's unfortunate, man.
So I had to figure out something to do all day. Trav, do you like to take a guess what I did all day?
I'm going to take a guess that you... I don't know. What'd you do?
I watched the Twilight series. Do you know what that is?
Nope.
You never heard of the Twilight series?
Is that a book?
It is a book. It's also
but you
a movie.
Watched it, so now it's a
There's
movie. 5
of them. It's absolutely terrible.
No wonder I don't know it.
Yeah, it's also for little girls, and for some reason a full-grown man at 35 years old chose to watch this entire series. I don't know what spawned this, but I asked Kylie if she wanted to watch the first one, and I watched the first one, and it was absolutely terrible. And then I continued to watch the 4 other ones after that, and shocker, they were all bad. But it's a teenage love story. Starts out like they all do.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, it starts out like all these teenage love stories do. You know, high school girl falls in love with a 109-year-old vampire who still looks like an 18-year-old, and nobody asks questions about that. And yeah, so that guy's name's Edward, and the woman's name is Bella, and they have like a very awkward love relationship where she kind of looks at him funny and he looks at her funny, but they clearly don't know how to talk to each other yet.
I don't know what this question is, but are you team Edward or team Jacob?
Well, I'm team this movie shouldn't exist.
You had to have at least one part where you're like, all right, that was kind of a cool little part.
I mean, the story, I guess, no, it's all terrible. It's just bad across the board. Like the acting is bad. I'm trying to describe it to somebody who hasn't seen it. That would understand.
You watched 10 hours of...
Yeah.
There's no way. You were in your phone. You didn't watch this.
I mean, I was in my phone a little bit, but I was dedicated to it. I was committed on it. I mean, it's a love story with vampires and werewolves. It feels like whoever wrote this was like, okay, how can I appeal to the people that wrote Goosebumps? How can I apply Goosebumps to real some like type of like love story and make millions of dollars off of it? And then they made Twilight.
Goosebumps was a bangers.
And I mean, I guess they just got a bunch of good looking middle schoolers and made a video out of it. So she falls in love with Edward.
Dude, come on.
Who's a vampire, and he has a family of other vampires that have been around for a long time named the Cullens. And she has a thing for him, and that goes back and forth. And then there's this other group of vampires that don't like, hey, we want to eat her and all the other humans. But the Cullens don't eat humans because they're like the vegan vampires. They
as much
eat like
fun as you had
animals.
Watching it, we're having as much fun
then
listening to you describe
the Cullens
this shit.
Decide to defend Bella.
You should have just went outside and breathed in all that smoke. They kill
like the bad vampires. And then the second movie happens.
You want to get to some bold topics?
You find out that there's werewolves in this movie out of nowhere. And that's where Jacob comes in. And Jacob.
There's vampires.
No, werewolves. There's vampires and werewolves.
I thought that's one world. They're all in the same.
They're all in the same world. And the werewolves don't look like werewolves. They just look like wolves. But the humans mold into the wolves.
I'm pretty sure where there's vampires, there's werewolves, no matter what.
And then, so in the second movie, Bella really still loves Edward, but she starts leading this guy, Jacob, on like he's got some chance, and he doesn't fucking stand a chance. And so he starts falling for her. And then there's this other, and Edward starts to get upset and says he's going to kill himself. And he's going to go into the light where a bunch of people are, and that's going to give him away because everybody knows when vampires go in light, their skin's like sparkles, and the skin is he's about to go into the light, But the Volturi, these are the police officers of the vampire world. They'll kill him. So he's about to go in there, and then Bella saves him. So he survives that one. And then flash forward to the final movie, and Bella gets pregnant. Bella gets pregnant. Bella, right out of high school, marries a 109-year-old vampire. And then they completely, after marriage, they start having sex.
Just call me whenever you're ready.
And
I'm not doing this to myself.
They have a baby, and the baby's half vampire, half human. And but you can't give, if you're a human, you can't give birth to a vampire. So she's about to die. So then Edward has to turn her into a vampire to save her life.
Are you really doing this?
And then when she gets saved, the evil Volturi vampires decide that you can't do that because it's against the Volturi vampire rules. So they go to kill
back so that we don't talk about
baby.
This.
So when they're about to kill her and the baby,
was get out of the house, not go in the house and talk about what you did in the house. It's only if you get out of the house.
When they're about to kill the baby, they decide. Well, they're coming to kill the baby. The Cullens and all the other vampires decide, and the werewolves decide to defend them. And then there's about to be this big battle where the Volturi think that they're about to kill all these other vampires, including the half man, half vampire baby Nessie. But the vampires, but the main Volturi guy. Oh, so I forgot to mention these vampires also have powers. So outside of being your typical vampires, each one has like a special power. So it's kind of like vampires and X-Men combined. But anyways, so the main Volturi guy, he can touch somebody's skin and see what they're thinking. And there's this other vampire from the Cullens clan that, like, she can see the future. So she walks up before the battle. The main guy touches her, and he finds out that if they fight, that the other side will win. So then they let Bella and the half man, half vampire baby live. And that's Twilight.